Hey everybody, GP here, Spirituality Channel, and I got a comment on my video, actually about from the live after the live stream, when somebody had watched it, the live stream of quieting the mind, and it was from a fellow named Rosario, and he was actually surprised that I told him I think this needs a video, but I think it does because it's just an important little point in non-dual self-inquiry that I think we all have to come to and come to terms with. So let me just read the comment, and then I'll go ahead and riff on it a little bit. He says, "Thank you, GP, for your love, dedicating us so much time. Very welcome. In the looking, everything disappears, but me, feeling a great expansion. How do I know that it is not only mental? Can you clarify that for me?" I imagine, I'm certain actually, that everybody who has done this kind of non-dual self-inquiry has wondered that. Right? Am I just kidding myself? Am I just imagining this? Well, first off, I'm glad that somebody asked that question, because this habit energy, this flow of thoughts that we call the mind, is very clever. It really is as if there's this intelligent, crafty little demon or entity there that takes pleasure in tricking you, deceiving you, and getting you off the track. Right? It isn't actually like that. It's not what it is, but it can seem that way. And so to be willing to say, well, I want to be sure that I'm really doing this in the right way, and that what I'm experiencing is genuine. It's a beautiful, humble prayer. Right? Say, look, I have been deceived before. I will undoubtedly be deceived again. I in this moment, in this experience that I'm having, I really want to know if this is for real, if this is genuine. Now, the only way you can know that is not through a checklist. I can't give you a little list here and say, well, if it does this, this, and this, then it's real. Otherwise, it's the mind. This is the discovery. This is the self-inquiry that we are talking about here. Now, a couple of pointers I can point out. This experience you're having, or had, maybe you're still having, of this great sense of expansion. Now, it got your attention because obviously it's not your common state. It is, it was bigger and richer, right? That it's like, wow, it was important enough that you wanted to ask about it. So let's just explore it a little bit more. And that's just taking the experience itself. Was it a thought? Did you think about having a great expansion? Did you get this idea about, well, they tell me there's supposed to be a great expansion. I wonder what that is. And then come up with some image about it. Or was it something else? Was there a real direct experience of something that you've called a great expansion? And I'm sure whatever word, we can use expansion, spaciousness, openness, whatever word you choose, they don't capture it, do they? Whatever word you've chosen doesn't capture. Well, it's not a thought. Right? Not a thought didn't come from the mind. Right? Now, let's look a little bit, something a little bit more subtle. Was it an emotion, a feeling? that went through the body? Okay? Or was it something else, something richer? Right? Something that really wasn't an emotion, it wasn't a feeling, it wasn't a thought. I wasn't thinking about expansion. I wasn't having a feeling inside me that was some kind of elation. And really look closely, because the experience can trigger thoughts and can trigger emotions, right? But they're not the source of it. They're not it. Right? And just look for yourself, really, with the honest, open heart. What did I actually experience? Something direct. And my sense is that it was, in fact, for you, a direct experience of this expansion, expansiveness. Okay? Not a thought, not an emotion. It's even really bigger than an experience, because we tend to have these moments of awakening, these flashes, and sometimes they can go on for a while, of a great spiritual experience. But when it happens, that habit energy of the mind jumps back in to turn it into an experience you had, and trying to remember it and all of that. It wasn't actually an experience like that. I have to use the word experience because I don't know what else to use. What it was feeling intuitively, experientially, directly what beingness, your true beingness, is actually like. It was not something that comes and goes. It's here 1 minute and gone the next. It feels like that simply because of our identification with the person and the ego and the limited sense of self. So the ideas, the thoughts, they come on top of it. The normal way we feel and think returns, and we think we had an experience that came and then went. But that's not actually what happened. Right? What happened was the clouds parted, you saw the sun as it actually was, and then the clouds came back. Now, just check with me, check in with yourself as I'm saying this, because I don't want to put thoughts in your head or words in your mouth. Right? But to truly examine the thing itself directly, without even wondering about it, what was that? And if you're not sure, just it becomes like a prayer in your heart. Show me. Show me. I'm really open to seeing the truth here, because it was wonderful. Is this trustworthy? Is this the real thing? Is this what I'm really like? On the other side of those clouds that seem to hide me from me, which of course is absurd, but we won't go there right now. Now, you can take that one step further and notice something that's even more subtle. That moment of the great expansion that was preceded by what's normal for you, common for you, is a sense of not being expanded, it's contracting. But suddenly that fell away, and there was this incredible feeling of expansion, which may still be there, I don't know. It may have just kind of folded back over again. The sense of me, that is a personal sense of me, of the person disappearing, and this was what remained. Wasn't all of that perceived by something else? Wasn't there something that is aware of the state before that? Aware of that sense of self dissolving for a moment and this incredible experience of expansiveness? there? Was there and saw if when the clouds clouded back over again? And was there when you were asking these questions, when these questions were coming to mind? Wasn't there something perceiving all of that? So you see, the inquiry can keep going deeper because it's not ultimately about our experience of expansion, or stillness, or peace, or any of that. Because if it becomes about that, we will end up on a path of trying to pursue that, find ways to get that experience, and we will ignore the fact that the very same thing that was the witness to that great expansion is also the witness of the great contraction. If you see that, you become increasingly free of simply these transitions of states that we go through. And you'll be free of pursuing, the bliss, right? And your inner eye will be more thoroughly focused, more deeply on what is it that sees all of this. And of course, what sees all of this is you. That's why it's self-inquiry. Because what are we doing except in self-inquiry? Looking for ourselves. Our real selves. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're inquiring into. Not just various kinds of states, as wonderful as they are, but the one who's there before any state arises, after any state goes away, the one who is in fact eternally free, is not dependent upon any state, but simply occupies this place of perfect emptiness, perfect stillness. So, I thought it was important enough to have this talk, this little chat, about this, because this is what it conveyed to me. So, Rosario, I hope you got out of that what you needed, and maybe you're not so surprised as to why I thought it was really appropriate that I make a video for this. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll have something for you all very soon. And of course, join me on Tea with G that I promise I'm doing every other Sunday. But more and more I'm kind of doing it every Sunday, which this one was from the Sunday I normally take off, but I'm not really taking it off anymore. So, on that note, everyone, love you. Namaste.